Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is the start of a new series and a new legacy here on the YouTube channel. The last series that we did in NHL, we weren't able to win the Florida Panthers a Stanley Cup, and unfortunately I'm very upset about that. But we're starting a new legacy here on the YouTube channel, something that's going to go longer than what we did with the Florida Panthers, something that we're going to actually bring in the Holy Grail Stanley Cup to. A team that has been on the down ranks and the team that has been just overall a team that's been on the downtrend for the past couple of years. We're going to be taking them over and making them back to that dynasty team that they were back in 2010 who had that awesome goal. I mean, I think you guys all know who that team is. The Chicago Blackhawks when Patrick Kane scored that beautiful goal on the Philadelphia Flyers. I was watching that game live and I did not know that even went in the back of the net. But a new team comes new challenges, and I mean there's a lot of challenges here with the Chicago Blackhawks here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean a lot. So right off the get-go, we're not going to do honor mode. I decided just to leave it. We're going to turn off Fog of War because, I mean, I want to just play around, have fun with this new franchise mode and stuff like that. There's already so many new kind of player morale and stuff like that. I'd rather leave on player morale and have fun with it. Gameplay sliders, I've been noticing that there's still a lot of injuries. So I'm going to play those down sliders right down to 25 to start things off. But honestly, I'm very, very excited to start this new series up because it's been something that I've been really waiting for, is to play NHL 20 for you guys and stuff like that. Now, with this, I'm still going to have no movement clauses and no trade clause. And so all the stuff that the Chicago Blackhawks already had, we will be dealing with. So all those will be down in the description below. So also there will be no new contracts unless there's some new contract. I'm gonna edit all the rosters with all the free agents and stuff like that before we start simulating and stuff like that. Today we're just gonna go and take a look at the overview of the team and see what we got to deal with, because there's a couple players that we're gonna be having to deal with for the next little bit. So all the players that do have clauses and stuff like that, you got Kane, Taves with no movement clauses, Zach Smith with a no trade, so we don't have to worry about Zach Smith, or he has a no trade clause, so we can trade him, but we have to trade him to a team that can take him. Brandon Saad also has a no trade clause to end off his contract and stuff like that. Otherwise, we got Seabrook on a no movement clause, and also Duncan Keith as well. So we're going to have to deal with those old fucks for a little bit on the team. I think overall everyone else were good on that part. And then Corey Crawford, he's stuck for one more year, but I mean, we won't really have to worry about him. So let's take a look at your Chicago Blackhawks for this upcoming season. Actually, we'll take a look at contracts and stuff like that. That'll be an easier view to take a look at the team. So let's take a look at the team overall. So starting off as the forwards, and this is probably where the best part of the team is. You got Kane and Taves. They're 30 years old, so we're only going to have about 3 to 4 years to really make this team a Stanley Cup team before these guys start getting old and start declining. So we're going to have to start making a cup run now. We're going to start making this team as best as we possibly can. DeBrincat, you got Brandon Saad as well, nice two-way guy. I don't know where he's going to honestly fit. I mean, he does not fit very well in the second line, so we might have to figure out something for Brandon Saad. Dylan Strome, another big player for us, who I think is definitely going to be a key for the team for the next little bit. Andrew Shaw, Brendan Perlini, another youngster who they picked up in a trade, and he's looking very good as well. And honestly, your depth-wise for the team, you're not looking too bad. And you also have a medium elite player in Alexander Nylander, who they picked up for Henry Jokiharju. So prospect-wise, you got Dylan Strome. You got some young players. Dylan Strome, Alexander Nylander, Perlini, Kujula could jump up a bit. So you're looking at some players that could possibly get some more boosts and stuff like that, which is nice to see. I did not mean to trade for asset. Well, exit out of that. So we're seeing a lot of, this team could possibly be a playoff team in year one with the offense alone. So that's honestly good for me to see that we got a good offense that we can build off. There's going to be some players that we're going to get rid of. Maybe a Brandon Saad is someone that we might look at to get rid of, because he just does not fit well unless he's playing on the third line and stuff like that. So we'll have to honestly see where he fits. In the system now, we got a very good Kirby Dach, who was picked 3rd overall. I mean, he could be even elite for Christ's sakes, but high elite for him. And then we got Dominik Kubalik, also another high elite player as well for our high top 6. So prospect-wise, we're looking very good. I mean, you got a lot of forward prospects top 9 wise, so we got a good build to go off of here with Kirby Dack and Dominic. So that's a good thing to build off of. Defensively now is a part where, I mean, we're looking rough. So you got your 2 good defensemen in Duncan Keith and Eric Gustafsson, which is good because, I mean, these are going to be your 2 building pieces. But then everyone else, Ollie Mata, $4 million. Brent Seabrook, 6.875. Calvin DeHaan, 4.5. And Connor Murphy, 3.85. And that takes up majority of our cap space. We have nothing left after all these defensemen here. So we're honestly going to have to do a lot. We're going to have to ask Brent Seabrook if he wants to buy out his contract, because honestly, I really do not want to have Brent Seabrook on the team anymore after this year. Ollie Mata, I want to buy out his contract. I mean, he is top 4, so that's not too bad. I mean, most of these guys are top 4 at 81 overall, which is weird. But we do want to get rid of some of those guys because we got some developing guys. And, of course, Adam Bockwist, you got Nicholas Buden, and Slater, okay, whatever. But Bockwist is a guy that we're going to be looking at for the future for the Chicago Blackhawks to be that big-time player. And we're going to honestly have to improve on that defensive-wise because Keith, we're probably going to only have him for another 1 to 2 years before he really starts declining on the team, and you're going to have to rely on Eric Gustafsson. So the defensive core is going to be a thing that we're going to have to totally revamp in the next 3 to 4 years, which means we might have to sacrifice a couple pieces. And I think the first guy that we might sacrifice off the team is Alexander Nylander, to be completely honest with you guys. But we'll have to get that later on. We're going to have to get to the nitty-gritty later on. Goaltending-wise, you have Corey Crawford and Robin Lehner, which is just absolutely amazing. You got a great 1-2 punch this year. I mean, an EA-wise, this is going to be an overpowered and reason why we're probably going to make it to the playoffs this year. I have no clue if we're going to make it and win the Stanley Cup. We'll have to see how that goes. But Corey Crawford, very good player. I don't know if we're going to be keeping next year because we got a very young Robin Lehner who can be the starting goaltender for us for the next couple years at least. We do not have any goalie prospects, so we're going to have to deal with that for the next little bit, which is not, I'm not going to hate on it. But overall, the team is looking very good. The only things we're really going to have to improve on, goalie-wise, you're good. Defensively is really the only thing that we're going to really have to improve on, which we can probably make a couple deals, not right off the get-go, but I'm just going to bring it up and show you guys what we might be able to do. Oh, not even Nylander. Nylander and Kirby Dack? Kirby Dack? No, no one wants a... Oh, yeah, we have to edit our block, right, to get what we want. So, like, if you want someone, you need to edit your block. So, I'll do that much later. I'll figure out some trades and stuff like that. But let's see what the coach let's take a look at what the coach is like as a coach, because that's going to be a big thing for me, is how the coach is and how he will coach the team is going to be a big thing for me. So, what is he like? He is a forwards guy. Gray, what is his name? Jeffrey Gray. He's a teaching specialty of forwards will help, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So he has a name on it. So he's all around a good player. I mean, he doesn't have the best power play, does not have the best penalty kill, but he's really good at teaching. So that's a nice thing to see. He's really, his best chemistry is with Arnott, best player chemistry, Corey Crawford, Calvin DeHaan, and Brent Seabrook. And then scheme fit. So scheme fit at all does not fit Eric Gustafsson, which is kind of sucks, but it does fit Seabrook. Everyone else, it does not fit Patrick Kane and Taves, which is a huge thing for me, honestly. We're gonna give him a test, of course, this year. But I mean, if it doesn't work for Kane, then like he works on the second line, but I want him to be playing on that first line minutes, right? Strome fits there, so we could go almost with like DeBrincat, Strome, and Kane, and then have Sad does not work there. Shaw does not work there. Smith does not work there. Carpenter works there at least. How about Kajula? Nylander? Nylander is a perfect fit, but just not a player that I want to play right now. So like a player like Kajula would fit in that position. Brandon Saad not at all fits in that criteria for me because of the fact that he does not fit on the second. He fits perfectly on the third line, so he might be a guy that we might trade later on. And that's the thing, you're going to be seeing these types of lineups where they're going to be all over the motherfucking place. Yeah, Kajula really does not fit there. And same with Shaw. Shaw fits a bit better. Nylander fits perfectly. Kempth, I mean, we're going to have to find some kind of second line fit because Perlini works there, Taves works there. I mean, Strome works perfectly up on that first line. That's a good thing. Who else do we have on the roster? I thought we had more. Sakara, that's it? We don't have any more fucking forwards, is what you're telling me? Jesus, come on, guys. That's fucking horrible, man. You don't have any extra forwards to play. We might have to make some deals, but that's your starting roster. And then defensively, right? Seabrook is perfect for those two top four lines, and then Murphy and Calvin DeHaan fit perfectly for that third pair. So that's a good thing to look at. So Keith does not, and Gustafsson, he just does not work the Jeffrey Gray system. And so like the way that you're going to be looking at coaches, and I think we're going to give Jeffrey Gray a chance like this year. But like if we're looking for a head coach and stuff like that later on, there's no head coaches in the first place anyways. So if we're looking for a guy to hire, of course, we're going to have to look who seems to fit their scheme, right? So Duncan Keith fits perfectly. Same with Kane and Taves, but then DeBrincat doesn't work, and Sad, Strome doesn't work, Shaw. I mean, you're going to have some players who don't really fit his team fit, so that's going to be a big thing to look at. So I'm really honestly liking the way that things are going with this game. I'm really enjoying it. We are going to be editing the free agent roster for next video because Derek Brassard and Sergei Fedorov and the guys that I made should not be in there, first of all. But it'll be a different roster for the next video that I do with the Chicago Blackhawks. But it'll be a short video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm hoping you guys are excited as I am to start this new series off. Tell me, guys, what I should do with the Chicago Blackhawks. What should be my first step with this team? What should I do? What should I build with the team? And who should I trade away is going to be the biggest part. I don't think we're going to be making any big trades in the first episode, but later on we might be looking to make some big-time moves later on in the year. So if you guys have any opinions, any at all, comment that down below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.